Hi there. Today we are going to listen a story about Bunny Detective and the Secret Garden Heist. In a charming village called Willowbrook, where colorful flowers bloomed and the air was always filled with the sweet scent of blossoms, there lived a clever little bunny named Hoppy. Hoppy had big, bright eyes, floppy ears, and a fluffy white tail. Everyone in Willowbrook knew Hoppy as the best detective in the land because of his sharp mind and quick thinking. One sunny morning, as Hoppy was hopping around the village square, enjoying the warm sun, he heard a commotion coming from Mrs. Pansy's house. Mrs. Pansy was an elderly hedgehog known for her beautiful secret garden, filled with the rarest and most exquisite flowers. Hoppy rushed over to find Mrs. Pansy in tears. "Oh, Hoppy, it's terrible," she cried. "Someone has stolen my precious moonblossom. It's the rarest flower in my garden, and now it's gone." The other animals gathered around, shocked and worried. The moonblossom was a delicate flower that glowed with a soft, silvery light at night. It was a symbol of beauty and tranquility, and its theft was a great loss to the village. "Don't worry, Mrs. Pansy," Hoppy said gently. "I'll find out who took your moonblossom and bring it back." Hoppy wasted no time and began his investigation. He carefully examined the scene of the crime, looking for any clues that might lead him to the thief. His keen eyes spotted a few tiny footprints near the flower bed. Hoppy murmured, "These footprints belong to a small animal. Let's follow them and see where they lead." Hoppy followed the footprints through the village, with his friends, Lily the squirrel, Jasper the wise old owl, and Max the brave little mouse, close behind. The trail led them to the edge of the village, where the dense and mysterious whispering woods began. "We must be cautious," Jasper warned. "The whispering woods can be tricky, and we don't know who or what we might encounter." With their hearts pounding, the group entered the dark woods, the sunlight barely penetrating the thick canopy overhead. As they ventured deeper, the trees seemed to whisper secrets, their leaves rustling softly in the breeze. After what felt like hours, they came across a clearing with a small, hidden cave. The footprints led straight to the cave's entrance. "Stay close, everyone," Hoppy whispered. "We need to be brave and stick together." They carefully entered the cave, their eyes adjusting to the dim light. Inside, they found the walls covered with drawings and symbols, hinting at the cave's ancient history. In the center of the cave, surrounded by glowing crystals, was the stolen moonblossom. "We found it!" Max exclaimed. But before they could celebrate, a shadowy figure stepped forward. It was Rocco the raccoon, known for his cunning ways and love of shiny objects. Well, Rocco sneered. "If it isn't Detective Hoppy and his little band of helpers. What brings you to my humble abode?" "Rocco, we know you took Mrs. Pansy's moonblossom," Hoppy said firmly. "It doesn't belong to you, and we need to take it back." Rocco chuckled, his eyes glinting with mischief. "Oh, I did take it, but I can't let it go so easily. You see, I have a fondness for rare and beautiful things. However, I'll make you a deal. Solve my riddles, and I'll let you take the moonblossom back to its rightful place." Hoppy and his friends exchanged determined glances. They knew they had to outsmart Rocco to recover the stolen flower. "Very well," Hoppy said. "We'll solve your riddles." Rocco's first riddle was, "I have keys but no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter, but you can't go outside. What am I?" Lily, the clever squirrel, thought for a moment and then smiled. "A keyboard." Rocco's eyes narrowed, but he nodded. "Correct. Now for the second riddle, I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. What am I?" Jasper, the wise owl, answered confidently. A fire. Rocco's expression grew darker. Very well. Here's the final riddle. I can fly without wings. I can cry without eyes. Wherever I go, darkness flies. What am I? Max, the brave little mouse, piped up. A cloud. Rocco sighed in defeat. You win, Detective Hoppy. Take the moonblossom and go. With the moonblossom safely in their possession, Hoppy and his friends made their way back to Willowbrook. Along the way, they encountered a few more challenges, but their teamwork and determination saw them through. When they returned to Mrs. Pansy's house, she was overjoyed to see her precious moonblossom again. Oh, thank you, Hoppy and friends. You've saved my garden. The entire village celebrated their success, and Hoppy felt a deep sense of pride and accomplishment. He knew that their bravery, intelligence, and friendship had made a difference. From that day on, Hoppy continued to solve mysteries and go on adventures, always ready to help those in need. And whenever he saw the moonblossom glowing in Mrs. Pansy's garden, he remembered the epic quest that had tested their courage and brought them all closer together.